Hey WHCA WiCAL members, John Vander, Executive Director here with John Ederer of American Data, and just wanted to talk with you a little bit, John, about what's going on in the industry right now, what's going on in the provider community, and how American Data can help.
Well, there's a lot of things going on right now in the industry.
Sure.
I've been in the business for quite a few years, and I've seen changes over the years, and I've never seen it quite like it is these days. And it seems there's a lot of great stuff coming in technology, but along with technology sometimes comes regulation with it and so forth. And but right now in technology, one of the biggest things is going mobile with devices, being able to go anywhere, being able to access your records from anywhere. On the negative side, I guess, from the standpoint of technology, is technology always breeds more regulation because people assume that it's going to be easy to comply with these regulations. And so sometimes nursing homes get caught up in this here, I've got to do this because of regulation, and they lose then a focus on doing this for the patient, because I'm doing it because of regulation. And we try to promote the idea that you should fly above the regulations. Fly above the regulations and let the regulations be a byproduct of your focus that is on the patient. And what software, what tools do you need in order to keep that focus on the patient?
So you have some mobile devices here.
Well, sometimes when you talk about the mobile devices, they might be such that I have a particular app that does a particular thing for the nursing home, and the way we're approaching it is from the standpoint of having all the access that you have on a desktop, have that same access from a mobile device, and as long as they have the authorizations and the permissions to access the medical records, they can do so. The doctor can access, and if you want, family can access as well from their devices or communication back and forth. You have within the systems now where if something happens in the facility and you're not even in the facility, you might be at the convention here. You can be notified from your medical records of events that are going on within your building itself. Beyond the survey just showed up, beyond those things that are happening, perhaps a family that is upset about something, and you're at a convention and you have some knowledge of it, you're immediately made aware of that and so forth through the communication between the mobile device and the medical record itself.
So anytime you're talking about a mobile device and you're talking about patient records on a mobile device, there's a risk of HIPAA violations, or the device moving outside of the facility and not necessarily getting in the wrong hands or something like that. What applications and what protections are available to ensure that these devices are appropriately protected to protect patient records?
Well, what you can do with mobile devices is have encryption, which is on both ends, from where it's stored at and from the device standpoint. There is nothing on either device that is not encrypted. And then you also encrypt the actual exchange between the items. Beyond that, you want to make sure, and since there's no information on the device itself, it can go, but then you have to have authorization levels to be able to access those records. But you're always accessing them through encryption back to the source, which is the servers, be they located on a cloud, or you may have your own so-called cloud, because a cloud is a server that's located somewhere. And or you can have it off-site, or you can have it to a third party or something. One thing that people should be aware of is that you always want to know, how do I have access to my records? Because even if I become disenchanted with my vendor, I still have to have access to my records. And for many years to come. And it's not only just those records, those medical records for many 7 years. You've also got tax records and so forth that have to be maintained for many years. So you want to be careful about where your hosting is at.
Sure.
To have that security and access always to your medical records. And some of that goes down to make sure that the facility maintains control of that access.
Sure.
And so on.
Yeah, absolutely. So if a WHCA WiCAL member is interested in learning a little bit more about American Data and the services that you offer, how can they get in touch with you?
They can go to our website. It's probably the best way.
Okay.
American-data.com.
Okay.
And there's all kinds of information there about the program itself, and also some educational things about things to watch for when you are pursuing electronic medical records.
Great.
So,
well, thanks so much for joining us at Video Spotlight, and thanks so much for your support of the association. Certainly appreciate it. And find out more information about American Data today. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.